1 minute, I'll get the files. Can you see the file? Can you see the file? Okay. So we have studied one phylum, Porifera, and then we started with Coelenterata or Cnidaria. Okay, we did a little bit about Coelenterata and Cnidaria. So we'll just do a quick recap. Okay, we said that there are two morphologic forms in Cnidaria. One is the polyp, which is on the seabed, attached to the seabed, and the other is the medusa. Medusa is the free floating form. Okay, both of them are alternating generations of the same species. Okay, so you have the hydra and the medusa, or the polyp and the medusa. Okay, there are some species in which you will have only polyps. There are some species in you have only medusa, and there are other species in which you have the polyp as well as the medusa. Okay, now if you see the internal structure, okay, it is made up of two layers in the body wall. Two layers in the body wall. The outer layer called the epidermis or the ectoderm, which is blue in color, and the inner layer or the no voice. Gauri cannot hear my voice. Others can hear my voice. Gauri, please check your connectivity. Okay, so there are two layers of cells in the body wall because these are diploblastic animals. Okay, so you have an outer epidermis and an inner endodermis. Okay, same you will find here. You have an outer blue epidermis and an inner yellow endodermis. Inside the endodermis is the cavity. This one alimentary canal bolte hai. So it's the alimentary canal. Okay, now because this yellow inner lining endodermis lines the alimentary canal, it is also called the gastrodermis. Gastrodermis. Okay, and this body cavity has a single opening. It has a single opening which acts as the mouth also and the anus also. So we say that this animal has a blind sac body plan. Okay, in Porifera we saw there was one large opening, but there were multiple entry openings. That is the ostia. So that was not a typical blind sac body plan. But here there is only one opening to the alimentary canal. So this is the blind sac body plan. Okay. Then near the mouth, near and around the mouth, you have tentacles. These tentacles have cells called cnidocytes. So on one hand, they have got muscles so that the tentacles can move. And on the other hand, they have cnidocytes, special stinging cells. These stinging cells are present on the tentacles, on the body, as well as on the main basal plate. So they help the animal to anchor to the floor of the sea, or they help to catch the prey. By stinging, they will paralyze the prey. By stinging, they will paralyze the prey, and then the tentacles can catch hold of the prey and get it near the mouth so that they can eat the prey. So the Coelenterata, which are actually jelly-like and very delicate organisms, but they are able to kill and predate animals, and that is because of the tentacles and the cnidocytes. Okay, so the tentacles are only for catching the prey. Yes, home. Okay, they are not used for locomotion. They are not used for locomotion. Okay, they are not very strong, so they cannot be used for locomotion. Their locomotion or movement happens by other muscle cells which are present in the body wall. Now in the hydra which is a polyp, there is no locomotion. So they have no or very few cells. Okay, there will be some cells which will help in the movement of the tentacles, but the tentacles are not cannot move so strongly that they can cause locomotion. Same in the medusa. In this jellyfish, also there are tentacles, but they are mainly used for uh, catching of the prey. They can also be used for anchoring the animals. फ्री फ्लोटिंग जब होता है और बीच में अगर उसको रुकना है तो it can anchor to something with the help of the tentacles and the cnidocytes. Okay, but the locomotion happens because of muscles in the body wall. We must, I mean, you all must have seen videos of jellyfish where they move like this. Okay, so this movement is not because of the tentacles. This movement is because of the muscles in the body wall. Muscles in the body wall. Okay, so the tentacles don't move, or they move, but they do not help in locomotion. Okay, have you taught plant kingdom? No, I have not taught plant kingdom. Okay, I think plant kingdom must not have started. Uh, the other sir must be doing it, right? And right now they must be doing living world and biological classification. After that, plant kingdom will start. Okay, so that is about the general structure of Coelenterata. Then we are done a little bit of detail about the cnidocytes or the stinging cells. Okay, now let's do some more about Cnidaria. Now these animals originated around 500 million years ago. Okay, which means 0.5 billion years ago. The earth originated 4.5 billion years or 4,500 million years ago. 4,500. उसके बाद for some time there was no life on earth, and life started on earth in the form of unicellular organisms. That was around 4 billion years or 4,000 million years ago. फिर यूनिसेल्युलर लाइफ से मल्टीसेल्युलर लाइफ होने को it took around 3.5 billion years, 3,500 years. So in the history of earth, the history has been dominated by unicellular organisms. Animals, that means we all, have come only in the last 500 million years. Okay, and we have a chapter in 12th standard called evolution. वहाँ पे आप detail में ये सीखेंगे. And that period during which animals evolved is called the Cambrian era. Okay, but that you will learn in evolution. Okay, now the first animals were porifera, but we know they were not true animals. But since the time Coelenterata came, uske baad evolution happened very fast in animals. So it is called a evolutionary turning point. Once Coelenterata appeared, and then evolution of animals became very fast, because in Coelenterata there was formation of tissues, there was formation of the nervous system. Okay, so Coelenterata were diploblastic, had nervous system, and they had tissue level of organization. Plus, they were the first organisms which were mobile. So ये चार चीजें were so important that it helped them to survive in the adverse conditions in the sea. And उसके बाद it also helped them to evolve. Okay, now because they were mobile, they could forage. Forage मतलब खाना ढूंढने के लिए निकल सकते थे. And because of the tentacles and the cnidocytes, they could predate. Means they could kill and eat other animals and other organisms. So ये दो चीजें, foraging and predation, they appeared for the first time on the earth. इसके पहले सब organisms कैसे थे? They were only unicellular organisms. So they will eat by diffusion और थोड़ा बहुत pseudopodia वगैरह से कर सकते थे. But they will be able to kill only unicellular organisms. And the first animals which could kill other big animals or eat big plants, etc. That was Cnidaria and cnidocytes. Cnidaria or Coelenterata. Forage means to go out in search of food. खाना ढूंढने के लिए बाहर निकलना. That that is called foraging. And predation means to kill and eat. कोई भी चीज को या कोई भी जीव को, ऑर्गेनिज्म को मार के खाना. Okay? And mobile means able to move, mobility, locomotion. Mobile means ability to move. Now, Cnidaria are polymorphic. There are many different morphological forms, and I will just show you some examples of different Cnidaria. Okay, ऊपर हमने क्या देखा? That there are many species in which you have two alternating sexual forms, the polyp and the medusa. तो ये दो फॉर्म हो गए, but this is within one species. But there are other species also जो अलग दिखते हैं. I'll just show you the example of certain Cnidarians. 1 minute. Yeah, on the right side, what you are seeing is examples of certain Cnidarians. So you see that they are morphologically very different. बहुत अलग अलग shape के होते हैं. Left side में ऊपर दिखाया जो है, that is a medusa. Okay. फिर ऊपर right side में जो है, that is a polyp. But this is a sea anemone. So it is a little different from the hydra. This is a sea anemone. उसके tentacles बहुत सारे होते हैं. And they are not few tentacles like the hydra. Okay. फिर जो पर्पल में दिखाया है, that is a graphic picture of the same organisms. So both of them have this blind sac body plan. Hydra या polyp ऐसे होता है और medusa ऐसा होता है. That is the only difference. Then below जो आप देख रहे हो नीचे अलग अलग colorful cylindrids देख रहे हो. Okay. Meandrina, Gorgonia, Pennatula and Phyzilla. These are examples. The top three, A, B and C, Meandrina, Gorgonia and yeah, they are called anthozoa. Anthos means flowers. So flowers matlab colorful and different shapes. So there is one group of animals in Cnidaria called anthozoa. They form different shapes like this. Right side में is another Cnidarian called Physelia. It is called the Portuguese man of war. तो उसका स्ट्रक्चर ऐसे लगता है कि ऊपर जैसे एक हेलमेट पहना है एंड इट्स लाइक अ सोल्जर, उसके जैसा उसका लुक होता है. इट्स कॉल्ड द Physelia or the Portuguese man of war. So these are just few examples that will tell you that Cnidaria is polymorphic. Okay, तब सब एक जैसे नहीं दिखते, बहुत अलग अलग दिखते हैं. 1 minute. Okay. And there are around 9,000 to 11,000 species, which means it is a big phylum. इसके बाद हम नेक्स्ट फाइलम देखेंगे टीनोफोरा. इट इज अ वेरी स्मॉल फाइलम. इसमें सिर्फ 50-60 स्पीशीज है. ओके, एंड देयर आर ओनली टू फाइला in which you will find very less species. One is Ctenophora and आगे जाके you will see Hemichordata. तो उसमें भी 50-60 species है. So these two are called small phyla. Okay, but otherwise Cnidaria is a very big phylum. There are 9,000 to 11,000 species. They are the first true animals or eumetazoans. Okay, Porifera are not true animals. लेकिन Cnidaria में आप tissues पाओगे. You will see tissues. You will see nervous system. Okay, so they are the first animals. Because of these two features, they are called true animals. Please remember, Protista के बाद animals पहले आए थे, plants बाद में आए थे, and animals evolved first. When life was in the seas, plant life in the sea was difficult. However, फिर जब plants migrate होके कुछ plants bryophytes बने near the seashore, pteridophytes बने. Okay, so on land plants came first, but actually in evolution animals came first. Yeah, please don't forget that. Now the next point, evolutionary advancement over the previous phylum. मतलब Cnidaria में ऐसे क्या features है जो प्रीवियस फाइलम मतलब पोरीफेरा से बढ़कर है, मोर एडवांस्ड कंपेयर टू द प्रीवियस फाइलम। ओके, अभी इसका मतलब है कि ये सब जो फीचर्स है they have come for the first time in any animal phylum. Okay? So they are more advanced than Porifera, and these features have appeared for the first time in the animal kingdom. So इस तरह के features are very very important. Okay, so what are those features? One is tissue level of organization. Porifera में cellular level of organization था, तो पहली बार you get tissue level of organization in Nidaria. Then a well developed gastrovascular cavity. हमने देखा था पोरीफेरा में स्पोंगोसील था, उसको इट इज नॉट अ वेल फॉर्म्ड कैविटी, उसमें वाटर कैनाल सिस्टम है बट it is not as well formed as the digestive tract in Cylindrita. Third, it has got nerve cells and a nerve network. तो ये भी important advancing feature है, nerve cells and a nerve network. हम आगे जाके देखेंगे that although there are nerve cells in Nidaria, they do not have a brain, but at least nervous system उसमें पहली बार आ गया. And because of the nervous system, there is coordination between the different cells. तो ये भी पहली बार आपने निडेरिया में देखा. Then muscle cells for movement. This is also first time appearing in Nidaria. इसके बाद सभी फाइलम में, more advanced फाइलम में muscles है, nerves है, but पहली बार these things came in Nidaria only. In locomotion, okay? We know that the medusa form, that the jellyfishes, they are free floating, they can move, they can locomote. तो ये भी पहली बार it came in the animal kingdom. Then first active predators, दूसरे एनिमल्स को मार के खाना, ये भी पहली बार एनिमल्स में आया. And extra cellular digestion. We had seen that in Porifera there is a primitive type of digestion जहाँ cells, वो कोइनोसाइट्स या नर्स cells पूरा का पूरा फूड पार्टिकल अंदर लेके फिर सेल के अंदर डाइजेस्ट करते. Now that is little dangerous, कभी कभी harmful and toxic substances भी सेल के अंदर घुस जाते हैं. Okay, but after Porifera you will see that organisms जो advanced हुए from Nidaria onwards, they would have extracellular digestion. मतलब सेल्स में से एंजाइम्स निकलेंगे, डाइजेशन सेल के बाहर होगा और डाइजेस्टर मटेरियल विल बी एब्जॉर्ब्ड. So this protects the organism and the cells from harmful or toxic food substances. So it is called an advanced form of. Porifera are not diploblastic, they are not triploblastic. They do not have true germ layers. They have two layers of cells in their body wall, but these are not true germ layers. मतलब उसके embryological development में organized way ये दो layer नहीं बनते. So they are said to be not having true germ layers. They are not diploblastic, they are not triploblastic. ठीक है, कुछ बुक्स में लिखा है diploblastic because there are two layers of cells, but there is no organized way of development. Okay, now the next set of characteristics is unique features. यहाँ पे हम क्या स्टडी करेंगे? those features in the animal phylum जो और आपको कोई भी फाइलम में नहीं मिलेगा, पहले वाले फाइलम में भी नहीं मिलेगा और बाद वाले फाइलम में भी नहीं मिलेगा. Okay, so these are very very important characteristics. Very often you get questions on the advancing features. एडवांसिंग फीचर्स में आपको क्या पूछा जाएगा कि पहली बार कौन से फाइलम में ये पर्टिकुलर कैरेक्टरिस्टिक आया. सो लाइक टिश्यू लेवल ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन पहली बार कौन से एनिमल्स में डेवलप हुआ, तो निडेरिया. ओके, देन नर्व सेल्स पहली बार कौन से एनिमल्स में है, दैट इज निडेरिया. सो दैट इज अ क्वेश्चन यू विल बी आस्क्ड इन दीज येलो कलर्ड पॉइंट्स. ओके, एंड यूनिक फीचर्स मतलब which phylum has these features and no other phylum has these features. तो कौन सा एक फाइलम है जिसमें आपको ये फीचर्स मिलेंगे? These are the unique features. So first is nidoslites or nidoblasts. No other phylum has them. And second is alternation of sexual phases. Okay, हमने देखा that polyp is an asexual phase and it can alternate with the medusa, which is a sexual phase. Okay? And this process is called metagenesis. This is also found only in Cnidaria. Alternation of sexual phases. Okay? Now the last point, and then we'll take a small break. Okay? The last point is different classes. Gauri, let's stick to the class. Okay, हम दूसरे पॉइंट बाद में डिस्कस कर सकते हैं. Okay. Now the three classes. Now usually आपको classes के हिसाब से सवाल नहीं पूछे जाएंगे. But in some animals where the animals has an interaction with human beings या तो human beings के लिए important है, तो ऐसे फाइलम में आपको classes जानने पड़ेंगे. Okay. For example, Hydrozoa and Scyphozoa. Now these are two groups of animals in Cnidaria. Hydrozoa जिसमें mainly polyps होते हैं, मतलब there is no alternation of sexes, and उसमें you do not have the medusa. And the Scyphozoa, इसमें medusa आपको ज़्यादा मिलेंगे. तो ये दो not very interactive with human beings. लेकिन the third class, that is Anthozoa. These are polyps which have exoskeleton and they form the corals in the sea, coral reefs in the sea. Okay? हमने शुरुआत में corals discuss किया था. These are huge stretches of calcium carbonate structures in the sea. और ये जो calcium carbonate structures होते हैं, they are secreted by the Anthozoa, that is polyps of the Cnidaria phylum. और उसमें एक group है that is called Anthozoa. These are very colorful polyps जो हमने जैसे नीचे नीचे दिखाए थे, different types of polyps, and उसके ऊपर there is a exoskeleton of calcium carbonate and they form what is called the coral reefs. Okay, so ये coral reefs are very important for human beings. हम उसके बारे में डिटेल में आगे बात करेंगे. Okay, and because they are important, so you have to know this class in Cnidaria. Metagenesis, हम when we study reproduction, we will do it in detail when we do reproduction in Cnidaria. Okay, but basically it means that in some Cnidarian species they have two morphological forms in the life cycle. Okay, two morphological forms in one life cycle, जहाँ one animal is a asexual polyp and the asexual polyp जब develop होगा, mature होगा, then it will give rise to a medusa, which is a free floating form, and the medusa will reproduce sexually. So hydra or the polyp will reproduce asexually and develop a medusa, and the medusa will develop sexually and produce a hydra, and ये alternate होते रहता है उसके life cycle में. But we'll do this in detail when we do reproduction in Cnidaria. Okay, so फिलहाल we'll take a small break. It is 28. We will meet at 3:35. Okay, and मैं कुछ figures of ये लेके आता हूँ आपके लिए. Figures of the coral reefs and what is the importance of coral reefs. Cnidaria is the first true animal phylum. The first animal phylum is Porifera, but it is not considered a true phylum. So the first true animal phylum is Cnidaria. Yes. Okay, take a break. I will see you in 5 minutes. Okay, now can you see this colorful features? ये colorful figures दिख रहा है? Okay, so if you can see, what I'm showing you is a shallow part of the sea. We are near the coastline, इसलिए आपको ये palm trees दिख रहे हैं, and below the water you are seeing this different structures which are of different colors and shapes. These are the coral reefs. Okay, ऊपर और देखो, they can be of multiple colors. यहाँ ऊपर आपको देख समझ रहा है कि ये shallow water में है. So they are all near the coast and they will assume different shape. ये जो अलग अलग shapes दिख रहे हैं, they are the calcium carbonate exoskeleton of one of the species of Cnidaria, that is the Anthozoa. Anthos मतलब flowers. So ये अलग अलग shapes और colors में आपको मिलेंगे. And if you see, they are spread over a largely region. ये मीलों मीलों दूर तक फैले हो सकते हैं. And they all live together. So they are colonial. वो अकेले अकेले नहीं होते. They are colonial. Okay. और उसका importance क्या है हम आगे देखेंगे. But this is one of the most beautiful sights in the sea. Okay, that is why I'm showing you this. Okay, you can see they can be multicolored and multi-shaped, so they are polymorphic. ये देखो, okay, they can be of absolutely various shapes. अब ये भी जो छोटा सा पेड़ जैसा दिख रहा है, एक्चुअली अंदर से इसके अंदर एक हाइड्रा जैसा पॉलिप होता है और उसकी ये टेंटिकल्स अलग अलग शेप के हैं, लेकिन उसके बाहर एक कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट का एक्सोस्केलेटन आ गया है. So all these are different shapes of Anthozoa, which is a type of Cnidarian. Okay, now you see that they are very colorful. But now I'm going to show you a figure जिसमें उसका color बिल्कुल निकल गया है. Okay, this is not a black and white picture. This is a real picture. आप पानी का color blue देख सकते हो. But यहाँ पे क्या है? They all have become white and they've lost their color. Okay, so coral reefs ऐसे भी होते हैं. वो colorful में से how they become colorless that we will see. And this is of a serious human concern. Okay, पूरे वर्ल्ड में बहुत सारे कॉन्टिनेंट्स के कोस्ट्स पे यू फाइंड कोरल रीफ्स, लेकिन बहुत जगह पे कलरफुल में से अब वो वाइट हो चुके हैं. व्हाई इट इज सो वी विल सी, एंड दिस इज अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन फॉर योर नीट, दैट इज कॉल्ड वाइटनिंग और ब्लांचिंग ऑफ कोरल रीफ्स. ओके, 1 मिनट, 1 मिनट, जस्ट 1 मिनट, 1 मिनट, आई एम टेकिंग अ जस्ट 1 मिनट ब्रेक. ओके, 1 मिनट. हाँ, अभी फाइल दिख रहा है ना वापस? या so ये एंथोजोआ आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर ह्यूमन बींग्स बिकॉज दे फॉर्म द कोरल रीफ्स, और उसका इंपॉर्टेंस क्या है हम आगे देखेंगे. तो कोई भी फाइलम में when you have some species which are very important in interaction with human beings, तो आपको वो क्लास के बारे में या वो स्पीशीज के बारे में मालूम होना चाहिए. अदरवाइज हमारे सिलेबस में जनरल कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ द फाइलम ही तक हमको पढ़ना है. Now we'll go to the next point. What are the common names or examples of Cnidaria? Okay, now मैंने यहाँ पे क्लासिफाई किया है. Some of the Cnidaria are like sessile polyps. Okay, मतलब they are not free floating. तो उसके एग्जाम्पल है हाइड्रा एंड कोरल्स. कोरल्स मीन्स एक्चुअली एंथोजोआ. कोरल मीन्स एंथोजोआ. दे आर वन क्लास ऑफ Cnidarians. फिर मोर सेसाइल पॉलिप्स इज एडेम्सिया. एडेम्सिया मीन्स सी एनिमोन. मिएंड्रिना, ऐसे बहुत सारे कोरल्स है जो जिसमें सिर्फ ससाइल पॉलिप होते हैं, मतलब यहाँ पे दे डू नॉट हैव द मेड्यूसा फॉर्म, पूरा जनरेशन सिर्फ पॉलिप्स का ही होता है। देन देयर आर सम स्पीशीज जिसमें आपको फ्री फ्लोटिंग मेड्यूसा या जेली फिश जैसा स्ट्रक्चर दिखेगा, फ्री फ्लोटिंग। So that is Aurelia or the jellyfish, Physalia, that is the Portuguese man of war, Penetula, sea pen, उसका structure is like a pen, okay, or a Gorgonia. Gorgonia means a fan, fan-like structure. These are examples of species जहाँ पे free floating या medusa form होता है. Then one is Obelia. Obelia is a special species जहाँ पे आपको पॉलिप भी मिलेगा और मेड्यूसा भी होगा, which means वो जो ऑल्टरनेशन ऑफ सेक्सेस की हमने बात की है, दैट इज मेटाजेनेसिस, वो सभी स्पीशीज में नहीं मिलता है, बट वन ऑफ द स्पीशीज इज ओबेलिया, इसमें आपको पॉलिप भी मिलेगा और मेड्यूसा भी मिलेगा। नाउ ये जो यहाँ पे नाम दिए हैं, ऑल दीज यू हैव टू रिमेंबर एंड मग अप, बिकॉज व्हेन यू गेट क्वेश्चंस इन द एग्जाम, every time they will not ask you tell us characteristic of Nidaria. They may tell us the characteristics of Adamsia, या मिएंड्रा में डाइजेशन कैसा होता है. सो यू हैव टू रिमेंबर दैट मिएंड्रेना इज अ निडेरियन, और फिर निडेरियन के हिसाब से आपको जवाब देना है. सो यू हैव टू रिमेंबर ऑल दीज नेम्स. ओके, इफ यू रीड सम अदर बुक्स, बड़े बुक जैसे एलन्स है या आप और कोई बुक पढ़ोगे, तो ये 8-10 के बजाय 25-30 नाम देंगे. इट इज नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट. ये जो मैंने उठाया है, दे आर ऑल गिवन इन एनसीईआरटी टेक्स्ट बुक, और उसमें जो है वही आपको याद रखना है. Otherwise, the list is very big. I told you there are around 9,000 to 11,000 species. Okay, so we have to remember only those which are given in NCERT. Now the next point is the connecting link. Okay, so हमने पोरीफेरा में देखा था connecting link means पोरीफेरा के पहले वाला जो फाइलम था, that was protist and porifera, तो दोनों के बीच में was there any organism जिसमें कुछ features प्रोटिस्टा के भी हो और कुछ फीचर्स पोरीफेरा का भी हो. So we saw that there are some protists called coenoflagellates. So they have features of protista as well as some features of porifera. So such animals are called the connecting link between two phyla. Okay. Now इस तरह का connecting link you will not find in protista, not find in Nidaria. Okay. Why? Because jellyfish जो होते हैं वो generally soft bodied होते हैं, तो उसके फॉसिल्स आपको आसानी से नहीं मिलते, उसके फॉसिल्स नहीं मिलते, एंड फॉसिल्स नहीं मिलते, देन यू डू नॉट नो कि ओरिजिनली जब वो इवॉल्व हुआ था तो कौन से ऑर्गेनिजम्स में से हुआ था. सो इन मेनी स्पीशीज वेयर द बॉडीज ऑफ द एनिमल्स आर सॉफ्ट, समटाइम्स आपको उसके पुराने एनिमल्स के फॉसिल्स नहीं मिलते. सो इट इज डिफिकल्ट टू फाइंड आउट व्हाट इज अ कनेक्टिंग लिंक. लेकिन पोरीफेरा में, if you remember, the body has an endoskeleton, वो स्पिक्यूल्स, कैल्शियम एंड सिलिका स्पिक्यूल्स वाला. सो बहुत लाखों मिलियंस ऑफ इयर्स जूने पोरीफेरा भी अभी भी आपको मिलेंगे, ओके, ऑन द बेड ऑफ द सी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ फॉसिल्स. सो व्हेन यू कंपेयर दोस ओरिजिनल ऑर्गेनिजम्स विद सम अदर ऑर्गेनिजम्स, so you will be able to find the connecting link. Okay, but otherwise porifera का connect, अरे nidaria का connecting link is not known. Okay, so it is thought कि वो पोरीफेरा की तरह डायरेक्टली प्रोटिस्ट में से इवॉल्व हुआ होगा. देन हैबिटेट और निश. हैबिटेट मतलब वेयर डज द एनिमल स्टे. इट लिव्स इन द वाटर, सो इट इज एक्वेटिक, एंड मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर मरीन, बट वेरी फ्यू आर लिविंग इन फ्रेश वाटर, जैसे लेक्स में या रिवर बेड में वगैरह मिलेंगे. तो एग्जाम्पल ऑफ अ फ्रेश वाटर Cnidarian is hydra, but otherwise most of them you will find in the sea water only. Okay, niche मतलब habitat में ऐसी कौन सी जगह है, विच पार्ट ऑफ द हैबिटेट, जहाँ पे वो सक्सेसफुली जिंदा रह सकता है और रिप्रोड्यूस कर सकता है, विच मीन्स द बेस्ट पार्ट ऑफ द हैबिटेट। जैसे फॉर पॉलिप्स, हाइड्रा जो है उसके लिए बेस्ट पार्ट ऑफ द वाटर इज द सी बेड। तो सी बेड इज द निश ऑफ द हाइड्रा। वैसे अब when you see the medusa, so the medusa is free floating, and you will find that it floats more in the superficial layers of water, upper layers of water, तो आपको वो ज्यादा डीप नहीं मिलेंगे। So for the medusa, the upper layers of water are the niche, वहां पे वो आपको सबसे ज्यादा मिलेंगे। okay? So that is habitat versus the niche. Inhabit मतलब in the habitat ये कैसे जीते हैं, how do they live? For example, Hydra and Adamsia, they are solitary, so आपको single मिलेंगे, they will not be colonial. Okay, so Hydra and Adamsia are solitary sessile polyps, so that is how they live. Okay, then कुछ है जो colonial होते हैं, colonial polyps, मतलब आपको हजारों लाखों एक साथ में मिलेंगे, and they are interdependent on each other. So there the example is Anthozoa, जो हमने coral reefs का figure देखा. Okay, then कुछ है जो फ्री स्विमिंग होते हैं, फ्री स्विमिंग एंड सॉलिटरी, अकेले अकेले घूमेंगे, एंड सॉलिटरी, दे आर मेड्यूसा। मेड्यूसा में कौन से, फॉर एग्जांपल ऑरेलिया, दीज आर फ्री swimming jellyfishes. Okay, so you will find that different animals in the phylum, they live in different ways. जैसे हमारा हैबिट है that we live in a society, we prefer to live in a culture and in a society जहाँ हम एक जैसे लोगों की तरह जीने की कोशिश करते हैं. Okay, we are interdependent on each other. Now we all don't live like Tarzan, हम अकेले अकेले जंगल में नहीं रहते, because we realize कि हमारे इतनी सारी ज़रूरतें हैं that we have to be interdependent on each other. So in that case we are said to be social creatures, we live with each other. Okay, so similarly you have Anthozoa which are colonial. Colonial means not only social, और दो चार लोग साथ में नहीं रहते, बट हजारों लाखों एक कॉलोनी बना के जीते हैं. Okay, so this is about the habit. Next is the level of organization. Okay, so they have tissue level of organization, and they are the first animals to develop tissues. Okay, and they don't have only two tissues, but they have two layers of tissues, and within that tissues there are multiple different tissues जो अलग अलग function करते हैं. Okay, so the first animals to have tissue level of organization. And germ layers, so they are diploblastic, they have two germ layers, the epidermis or the ectoderm, and the endodermis, which is also called the gastrodermis. So mainly two layers of cells, और वो दो layer में से पूरा organism बनता है. Now we have also studied कि diploblastic animals में there is sometimes a third layer which is acellular, और वो दोनों layers को चिपका के रखता है. That is called the mesoglia. Glia means glue. It is a layer which is acellular, but it helps to stick the two layers together. Okay, so this is not a true germ layer, it is only a acellular sticky layer. Okay, so these animals are diploblastic. Symmetry, we have done this. They show radial symmetry, which means it is called monoaxial heteropolar symmetry. ये हमने symmetry जब किया तब discuss किया था at length. Okay, so they are radially symmetrical animal. आगे जाके हम देखेंगे that one more phylum, Ctenophora is also radially symmetrical animals. Okay, but after that means Platyhelminthes onwards, all animals are bilaterally symmetric. So radial symmetry is actually not a very advanced characteristic, it is a primitive characteristic. And जब हम bilateral symmetry करेंगे, then you'll realize that there are many advantages in bilateral symmetry. We'll discuss that later. Then their body plan. Okay, so they have a blind sac body plan, and they have only one opening to their alimentary canal, जो mouth और anus दोनों का function करता है. Okay, the one anterior opening for ingestion and egestion. So a blind sac body plan. Fertilization, मतलब क्या उसको head होता है? Okay, so it does not have fertilization. 1 minute. So I'm writing NA means not applicable. It does not have a proper head. But on one side of the body, you have tentacles and nidocytes. So I'm writing that. On one side of the body, they have the mouth, and around the mouth, they have tentacles with nidocytes. So जिस तरफ tentacles है, some scientists call it the head side. By definition, it is not the head. Head मतलब that part of the body. Head मतलब that part of the body जहाँ पे you'll have a concentration of many different sense organs. जैसे हमारे सर पे eyes है, nose है, ears है. These are different sense organs in one part of the body. So we call this the head. Okay, but ऐसे nidaria में नहीं होता है. So they do not have a well formed head. So no kifilization. Na means not applicable. Then morphology. We discussed that it is polymorphic. So there are many different forms. Okay. And in many species, you have totally two different forms, that you have the polyps and the medusa. These are called sexual generations. So the hydra is called the asexual generation, and the polyp is, the polyp is called the asexual generation, and the medusa is called the sexual generation. And each generation is also able to live independently. हाइड्रा रिप्रोड्यूस नहीं करेगा तो भी वो अपने आप जी सकता है. इट कैन परफॉर्म ऑल फंक्शंस लाइक इंजेशन, डाइजेशन, उसका नर्वस सिस्टम होता है, सब कुछ होता है. वैसे ही मेड्यूसा मीन द जेलीफिश का जनरेशन दैट कैन ऑल्सो लिव इंडिपेंडेंटली. सो each generation is called a zooid. So the two zooid generations are the polyps and the floating medusa. Okay. यहाँ पे लिखा है जो मैंने ऊपर लिखा था कि सम स्पीशीज में सिर्फ पॉलिप मिलता है, सम स्पीशीज में आपको सिर्फ मेडुसा मिलेगा, एंड कुछ स्पीशीज में आपको दोनों मिलेंगे, मेडुसा एंड पॉलिप. ओके, so this you have to remember. Okay, now again we'll take a small break, then we'll go to different parts of the body like the appendages, body wall, etc. तो 3:52 है, we'll meet at 3:60, मतलब 4 बजे हम वापस मिलेंगे, 4 o'clock. We'll take a small break till then. Okay. Okay, can you see the file? Can you see the file? Okay, so we will continue with Nidaria. Appendages means structures which arise from the main body. This हमारा main body is our thorax and abdomen. It is called the trunk. और उसमें से हमारे हाथ और पैर निकलते हैं. So hand and legs are appendages. So what are the appendages in Nidaria? So they are tentacles. Okay? So tentacles are extensions of the body. They are not the main body. And they are found on the oral surface and they have nidoblasts. ठीक है? Their function is predation. That means to help the animal to eat other animals and holding on to surfaces. That is called anchoring. अगर पानी में बह रहा है और उसको रोकना है अपने आप को तो इट कैन यूज द टेंटिकल्स. लेकिन टेंटिकल्स जब यूज करेगा तो साथ में it requires the help of nidocytes also. Then body wall. Body wall is naked, means there is no external exoskeleton in most of the species. In most species. Okay? Except in Anthozoa. जैसे हमने coral reef का बात किया, they have the external exoskeleton of calcium carbonate. Okay? Okay, और उसके बॉडी वॉल में दो लेयर्स होते हैं. वी हैव डन दिस, एपिडर्मिस एंड गैस्ट्रोडर्मिस. Okay, now in the body wall there are different types of cells and tissues. वो आपको डिटेल में करने की जरूरत नहीं है. Okay, that is not part of your syllabus. अलग अलग cells and tissues will do अलग अलग functions, but that is not part of your year. And then we have discussed about the mesoglea also. You must remember mesoglea is a gluey layer और वो दोनों layers wall there two layers of cells को चिपका के रखता है. So it maintains the morphologic form. Okay, it is a gelatinous acellular layer. Now it is thin in polyps. This layer is thin in polyps, but it is thick in medusa because it gives buoyancy to the animal. Float करने के लिए जो buoyancy चाहिए, that is because of the medusa, and that is why they are able to, the medusa are able to float easily because of the thick mesoglea. Okay, तो body wall में nidocytes होते हैं in the tentacles or on the body, that we've already discussed. Body wall में muscle cells भी होते हैं for movement. Muscle cells for movement. Now this is important. We have muscle tissue. Okay, लेकिन यहाँ पे in Nidaria they have scattered muscle cells, so they may not have well developed muscles, but they have muscle cells जो movement करेंगे. Then in the body wall there is also a nerve net, a nervous system which is in the form of a nerve net. Means it is a network of nerve cells and nerve fibers, but they do not have a proper brain. Brain मतलब क्या? Brain मतलब a cluster of neurons which does the higher functions in an organism. So they do not have such a structure, but अलग-अलग neurons अलग-अलग काम करेंगे. Okay? Then skeleton. Now usually they do not have a skeleton except in corals. So corals में हमने वापस discuss किया, they have a hard exoskeleton of calcium carbonate. Otherwise, most of the cnidarians do not have a skeleton. Body cavity, we have discussed this. It is like a blind sac, and that cavity is called the gastrovascular cavity or the coelenteron. It is a primary body cavity, the पहला body cavity जो बनता है, and it has multiple functions. Okay, it has a single orifice, one opening. That is why it is called a blind sac, and lining is called the gastrodermis. It is lined by endoderm. Cavity का नाम दिया है gastrovascular cavity, so the endodermis is called the gastrodermis. And what are the different functions that it performs? One, of course, digestion. दूसरा, circulation, exchange of gases, excretion मतलब ammonia, and even reproduction. Okay, मतलब यही cavity है जहाँ पे उसके सब functions होते हैं. हमने डिस्कस किया था पॉरीफेरा में भी. व्हेन वी डू द डिफरेंट फंक्शंस ऑफ निडेरिया तब हम वापस ये डिस्कस करेंगे. ओके, सो दे डू नॉट हैव स्पेशलाइज्ड ऑर्गन्स एंड उसके स्पेशल फंक्शंस सभी यही कैविटी में होते हैं. ओके, सो इट हैज अ multifunctional body cavity, that is the gastrovascular cavity. It does not have a coelom. The coelom is absent. Okay, because anyway this is a diploblastic animal, तो हम coelom expect नहीं करते. Coelom is found only in triploblastic animals. Regeneration, yes, they have a high capacity of regeneration. अब especially उसका tentacles टूटता है तो तुरंत वापस बन जाता है. If some part of the body is broken, then it can regenerate itself. And not only that, हमने ऊपर देखा है that Hydra can give rise to a Medusa. Hydra में it can regenerate by fragmentation or budding, and it can give rise to a whole new organism. Okay, so many primitive phyla will have this capacity of regeneration. Tissues हमने already discuss किया है. Two tissues, two layers. Organs, none. Very important. Okay, so although it has got well developed tissues, but it does not have a well formed organ, and that is why सभी काम उसके गैस्ट्रोवैस्कुलर कैविटी में ही होते हैं. अब ऑर्गन नहीं है तो ऑर्गन सिस्टम्स भी नहीं होगा. So they do not have organ systems. They have only tissue level of organization. Maybe because we have to complete the different points, so we will check out how the digestive system is formed and whether it is there or not. अगर नहीं है तो भी ये point लिखना है. And then you can write they do not have a well developed digestive tract, but you have to mention that. Okay, so now we'll discuss the digestive tract or the system and the alimentary canal. Okay? So one you have to remember, it is an incomplete digestive tract, मतलब it does not have two openings. उसमें एक ही opening होता है, and that is why it is called an incomplete digestive tract. What is the name? It is called the gastrovascular cavity or the coelenteron or the gastrovascular cavity. जो माउथ होता है इट इज कॉल्ड हाइपोस्टोमल, मतलब जो अपर बॉडी होता है, अपर पार्ट ऑफ द बॉडी होता है, इट इज कोनिकल, और वो कोनिकल में टॉप, ऑन द टॉप यू डू नॉट हैव द माउथ. दैट कोनिकल पार्ट ऑफ द बॉडी, अपर बॉडी, इट कम्स डाउन लाइक दिस, और माउथ उसका नीचे होता है. सो इट इज कॉल्ड हाइपोस्टोमल, मींस इट इज नॉट ऑन द टिप ऑफ द बॉडी, इट इज जस्ट इनसाइड द बॉडी. दैट इज कॉल्ड अ हाइपोस्टोमल माउथ. ओके, then what is the function of this gastrovascular cavity? Okay, so many gastric juices or enzymatic juices are released in the cavity for extracellular digestion. Okay? फिर absorption of foods, एक बार digest होगा तो absorption भी यहाँ से ही होता है. Okay, so it is, although it is not a very well formed organ, but digestion does happen in the cavity. Nutrition, मतलब वो क्या खाते और कैसे खाते. They are the first active predators. We have discussed this. And they eat either plankton. Plankton matlab free floating microscopic organisms in the water, or they can be carnivorous, matlab they can eat other animals. For example, Hydra. Hydra eats water fleas. Water flea is a water insect. It is a type of crustacean, the water arthropod. जो छोटे छोटे fleas होता है, and that water fleas are, उसका technical name, biological name is Daphnia. So it eats water fleas, but it will also eat plankton. Mainly तो उसको plankton खाना पड़ेगा, मतलब जो पानी में बह के आता है उसको खाएगा. But it can also eat water fleas. Okay. Now digestion कैसे होता है? It begins in the cavity, so it is extracellular. Okay. लेकिन कभी कभी क्या होता है, because it is a primitive animal, it does not have very good strong enzymes. तो वो फूड को partially digest करके भी कभी कभी अंदर ले लेता है in the cells, and the remaining digestion will happen inside the cell, which means उसका partial digestion extracellular होता है and partial digestion होता है intracellular. Okay, then nervous system. Now it has a very primitive nervous system. Why primitive? Because it does not have a brain or a cord. जैसे हमारा spinal cord होता है, it does not have localization of neurons in one place. So it does not have a brain or cord. The system is decentralized. मतलब it does not have a central controlling brain like structure. So it is decentralized. And it is in the form of a diffuse nerve net. It is a network of cells. And इसके neurons कैसे होते हैं? They are a special type of neurons which are non-polar. Okay, non-polar मतलब क्या? I will just tell you. Okay, and it has got some simple receptors which are for chemotaxis. Okay, so first I'll explain you what is non-polar cells. If you know neurons, they have a cell body, then they have dendrons and they have one axon. है ना, आपने किया है neurons का structure. So they have a cell body, some dendrons and one axon. Okay, तो उसमें क्या होता है? The dendrons will receive the electric impulse and the axon में से electrical impulse will leave the cell. Okay, so that is usually the direction of electric current in the neuron. एक तरफ से आएगा और दूसरी तरफ से जाएगा. Okay, but इसमें जो neurons होते हैं, they are very primitive. So they do not have specialized dendrons and axons. But every process has a mixed capacity. वो electric impulse ले भी सकता है और electric impulse बाहर भी निकाल सकता है. So there is bidirectional flow of electrical impulse in these neurons. Okay, अगर वो unidirectional है तो we can say there is a polarity. मतलब one pole is the receiving pole and the other pole is the pole where the electricity will leave. But इसके neurons में क्या होता है? Every process acts like a dendron as well as a axon. मतलब वो receive भी कर सकता है और impulse को भेज भी सकता है, which means they do not have a net polarity. So this is called non-polar nerve cells. Okay, so it is very important. जो primitive cells होते हैं primitive organisms में, Cnidaria में and Ctenophora में, they will be non-polar, and they will be attached to each other, like forming a network, a diffuse network of non-polar nerve cells. So that is all that they have in the nervous system. They do not have a brain, they do not have a spinal cord or any such structure. Chemotaxis. Okay, I'll tell you. So now sense organs. Nervous system अगर हम करेंगे तो we should know कि how does it sense the surrounding environment. So उसके body पे near the mouth as well as in the cnidocytes, there are specialized cells which have got receptors which can detect special chemicals in the surrounding water. Okay, so different chemicals in the surrounding water, and then usually ये chemicals कौन से होते हैं? Whether it has to find out whether that they are worth for eating, क्या वो खा सकता है. Okay, so based on the chemicals surrounding, अगर उसको लगा कि this looks like food, so it will move towards that food particle, and that is called chemotaxing. Taxi matlab movement. To taxi matlab to move from one place to another, and chemotaxis means to move from one place to another with the help of a chemo or chemical stimulus. Okay, तो ये chemical stimulus जो sense करते हैं, those organs or those cells are called chemosensors, and they help the organism in chemotaxis. Okay, so movement which is done in response to chemicals is called chemotaxis, and they have specialized cells called statocysts. तो ये statocyst जो होता है, it is a specialized group of cells which will help to detect balance. Means water में वो टेढ़ा मेढ़ा हो गया तो उसको पता चलेगा, and वो कैसे करता है? वो एक्चुअली उसका खुद का बैलेंस उसको नहीं पता चलता, लेकिन आसपास में वाटर करंट्स जो होते हैं उसको डिटेक्ट करता है, उससे पता चलता है कि उसका बॉडी सीधा है, टेढ़ा है, उल्टा है वगैरह. Okay, so statocysts, the group of cells which help for balance in the water. And you will find most of the aquatic invertebrate animals will have statocysts for balance. जैसे हम आगे जाके वर्टिब्रेट एनिमल्स करेंगे, ओके, कॉर्डेट्स जिसमें फिश है वगैरह, so they do not have statocysts. They have well developed nervous system which will help them to detect balance, but here they do not have a nervous system. They have only sensors which will tell them to how to balance themselves. Okay, then hormonal system or endocrine system, absent. AB मतलब absent, it does not exist. हॉर्मोन्स पहली बार आपको मिलेंगे आर्थ्रोपोड्स में. ओके, जैसे नर्वस सिस्टम पहली बार आपको मिला इन निडेरिया, हार्मोन सिस्टम पहली बार आएगा इन आर्थ्रोपोड्स ओनली. सर्कुलेटरी सिस्टम, ओके, फर्स्ट it is not developed. It is not developed, but they do not have a special circulatory system. ना ही हार्ट होता है, ना ही ब्लड वेसल्स होते हैं, लेकिन जो भी सर्कुलेशन जरूरी है बॉडी में अलग अलग चीजें अलग जगह पे पहुंचाने के लिए, that is done by the gastrovascular cavity or the coelenteron. So it has got multiple functions like digestion, transport of nutrients, transport of waste, exchange of gases, ये सब उसी कैविटी में होता है. ओके, respiratory system again absent. Okay, absent है तो भी you have to write that it is absent. It has no breathing organs or breathing apparatus, but the exchange of gases happens directly from the body wall. Okay, body wall मतलब बॉडी वॉल में जो सेल्स होते हैं हर एक सेल अपना ऑक्सीजन निकालता है और अपना अपना ऑक्सीजन लेता है और कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड डायरेक्टली निकालता है into the water. So this happens because of diffusion. Okay, so diffusion of gases to the body surface. Each cell performs its own gas exchange with water. Okay, लंग्स या ट्रैकिया ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है. एक्सक्रीटरी सिस्टम, again there is no excretory system, so I'm writing absent, but they are ammonotelic. मतलब what, their excretory product is ammonia और अमोनिया उसको बॉडी में से निकालना है, but they do not have an excretory system. तो कैसे निकालेंगे? Again by simple diffusion from the inner and outer cells. तो हर एक सेल अपना अमोनिया या जो नाइट्रोजन वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट है डायरेक्टली पानी में छोड़ देगा इन द गैस्ट्रोवैस्कुलर कैविटी, और फिर वो पानी के साथ मिलके निकल जाएगा. ओके, बट बिकॉज their excretory product is ammonia, so they are called ammonotelic. Okay, movement, the next point is movement. So movement is done by muscle cells in the medusoids. क्योंकि हाइड्रा तो लोकोमोशन नहीं करता है, उसमें सिर्फ टेंटिकल्स मूव होते हैं, लेकिन मेड्यूसा जो होता है जो फ्री फ्लोटिंग फॉर्म होता है उसके बॉडी वॉल में भी मसल्स होते हैं एंड दे हेल्प इन मूवमेंट. ओके, नाउ देयर इज अ स्पेशल टाइप ऑफ movement called looping. Okay, now this looping is done by sea anemone, and what it means I'll just tell you. Let me see if I can show you a video of this. 1 minute. मेरा गूगल सर्च दिख रहा है? कैन यू सी द गूगल सर्च? One minute. 1 minute. I'll just see if I can find this. मेरा Just 1 minute. I'm searching for the video. 1 minute. I think the net is very slow. I'll just try to 1 minute. शायद खुला है. Let me see. Okay, suppose this is the seabed, floor of the sea. Okay, and this is a polyp. Okay, sea animals are polyps like hydra. Okay, तो अब वो usually तो fixed होता है, लेकिन कभी कभी उसको खाना नहीं मिला आसपास में, then sometimes वो अपना बेस निकाल सकता है. And what it does, वो माउथ से यहाँ अटैच होता है, टेंटिकल से यहाँ अटैच होता है, फिर अपना बेस यहाँ लेता है और फिर वापस ऐसे मूव करता है. So it forms a loop for movement. Okay, so tentacles के help से it will move its body. This you must have seen in caterpillars. You will also see in leech. Okay, so this kind of movement is called a looping movement. And वो कैसे होता है? वो tentacle से body को पकड़ता है. Snail does not loop. Snails do not loop. Snails वो ऐसे ही चलते हैं, उसके नीचे feet होता है. Okay, so leeches and caterpillars, आप leaves पे कभी देखोगे तो caterpillars भी ऐसे मूव करते हैं. That is called a looping type of a system. यहाँ पे खुल नहीं रहा है, I'm sorry, वीडियो नहीं दिख रहा है. आप लोग भी अपना इंटरनेट पे देख सकते हो. आई एम कमिंग बैक टू द फिल्म. ये भी आपको दिख रहा है, फाइल वापस दिख रहा है. आई विल सेंड ऑन द ग्रुप. यू कैन सी द फाइल अगेन. Okay, so usually the hydra does not move except it moves the tentacles. Sea anemone can also move by looping, and the free floating forms, that is the medusa. Okay, it can totally swim in the water क्योंकि उसको buoyancy float करने के लिए उसका मेसोग्लिया होता है, एंड फिर मूवमेंट के लिए उसके बॉडी वॉल में मसल्स होते हैं, तो इट कैन मेक मूवमेंट्स, एंड उसके वजह से वो करंट्स इन वाटर प्रोड्यूस कर सकता है और उससे वो मूवमेंट करेगा. ओके, सो दैट इज द डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ मूवमेंट्स. Okay, now next is the most important topic in Cnidaria, and that is the reproduction. यहाँ पे हम डिटेल में एक्सप्लेन करेंगे the life cycle जहाँ पे one polyp or the hydra converts to a medusa and the medusa converts to a asexual form, that is the hydra. Okay, and this alternation of generation हम डिटेल में करेंगे, but that we will do next time. Okay, it's a very important topic, हम next time करेंगे. ठीक है. Now this time in the test कौन सा कहाँ तक आएगा? So we have done already porifera, निडेरिया कल हो जाएगा और हमारा टीनोफोरा भी हो जाएगा नेक्स्ट फाइलम. So up to Ctenophora we will have in the exam. Okay, now in case हमारे पास और कल का भी देना है और परसों का भी देना, सॉरी. So we may be able to do a lot of platyhelminthes. तो हम वेडनेसडे तक जितना भी खत्म करेंगे उतना हमारे सिलेबस में होगा. ओके, so that's it for today. We'll call it a day. सी यू, बाय बाय एंड हैव अ गुड डे। इसके बाद आपके क्लासेस होते हैं क्या कुछ मेरे क्लास के बाद? डू यू हैव क्लासेस आफ्टर माय क्लास? ग्रेट। और कुछ न्यूज़ मिला स्कूल के बारे में? कॉलेज इज गोइंग टू स्टार्ट क्या, या घर पे ही बैठ के करना है? नो न्यूज़। आई थिंक देयर इज अ चांस कि नेक्स्ट वीक में शायद होगा आपका क्लासेस चालू, सो मिलेंगे फिर। यस, मे बी इन 19th। ओके, चलो देन सी यू, टेक केयर, बाय बाय।